If you are 35 or older right now, and you have never changed the investment option inside your superannuation, there is a very real chance your retirement savings are growing slower than they should be. Not because you are doing anything wrong, not because you are not working hard enough, but because of one setting inside your super fund that most Australians have never even looked at. This single move takes about 5 minutes. It costs nothing to do, and if you have 20 or 30 years until retirement, it could make a difference of hundreds of thousands of dollars to your final balance. Most Australians have no idea this option exists, and every year they leave it unchanged. The gap between where they are heading and where they could be gets wider. Let me show you exactly what this is and why it matters so much after the age of 35. Here is a question most people cannot answer. What investment option is your superannuation currently in? If you are like the majority of Australians, the honest answer is you do not know. And if you have never changed it since you started working, there is a strong chance your money is sitting in what is called the default balanced option. This is the option your super fund automatically puts you in when you first join. It is designed to be safe and middle of the road. It invests in a mix of shares, bonds, property, and cash, roughly half and half. It is not a terrible option, but for someone in their 30s or 40s with decades of working life ahead of them, it is often the wrong one, and most people do not even realize they have a choice. That is the problem. The Australian superannuation system is built on a set and forget mindset. You join a fund, the money goes in automatically, and you get a statement once a year that most people file without reading. Nobody sits down with you and explains that you have options, and that one of those options could make a massive difference to how much money you retire with. So what is this super move? It is called switching to a high growth investment option inside your existing super fund. Let me explain what that means simply. Inside your super fund, your money is invested in different types of assets: shares, property, bonds, and cash. The investment option you are in determines how that mix is split. A balanced option typically holds around 50 to 70% in growth assets like shares and property, with the rest in more stable, lower return assets like bonds and cash. A high growth option holds a much higher proportion in growth assets, usually 80 to 100%. That means more of your money is working in higher return investments over the long term. Over short periods, high growth options can be more volatile. They go up and down more often. But over 20 or 30 years, history shows that higher growth exposure has consistently delivered better long-term returns for Australian investors. The key word there is long-term. And that is exactly why after 35 is such an important time to look at this. You are far enough into your career to have a meaningful super balance. You still have 20 to 30 years until retirement, and your money has decades to ride out short-term ups and downs and benefit from compounding growth. If you make this switch today, your money starts working harder tomorrow. Let me give you a simple example so you can see the difference. Imagine you are 38 years old with a super balance of $80,000. You have about 27 years until you reach retirement at 65. In a balanced option, returning an average of roughly 6.5% per year, that $80,000 with no extra contributions grows to approximately $440,000 by retirement. Now imagine the same $80,000 in a high growth option, returning an average of around 8.5% per year over the same 27 years. That same money grows to approximately $710,000. That is a difference of $270,000 from the same starting amount with no extra money contributed, simply by having the money invested in a higher returning option inside the same super fund. These are illustrative figures based on historical average return ranges and are not guaranteed. Actual returns will vary. But this gives you a clear picture of why the investment option matters and why acting on it sooner rather than later makes such a big difference. Every year you stay in the wrong option has a compounding cost. That cost is invisible until you look back later and compare what could have been. So who should be paying attention to this? If you are between 35 and 55, have more than 10 years until you plan to retire, and have never looked at your investment option, this is especially relevant for you. You are in the window where switching to higher growth can still have a significant impact. If your balance is growing but you have never touched the investment settings, your money is almost certainly in the default balanced option. Checking and changing this could be the highest value 5 minutes you spend this year. If you have gone through career breaks, periods of part-time work, or years where your super grew slowly, this move can help your existing balance work harder during the years ahead. And if you have already started thinking about retirement, but are worried your balance is not where you hoped it would be, a growth option switch is one way to give compounding a better chance to close that gap over time. This is where Australians often get it wrong. Mistake 1: assuming default means optimal. Your fund chose the balanced option as a safe middle ground for all members regardless of age. It was not chosen specifically for you. Your situation is different, and your investment choice should reflect that. Mistake 2: switching to high growth just before retirement. This move makes the most sense when you have time on your side. If you are 5 years from retirement, the risk profile changes significantly. High growth options need time to recover from short-term market dips. This is a strategy for people with 10 or more years ahead of them. Mistake 3: switching and then panicking during a market downturn. Growth options will drop in value during market downturns. This is normal. The mistake is selling or switching back to a conservative option out of fear when the market falls. That locks in losses and removes you from the recovery. Staying invested through market cycles is how long-term returns are built. Mistake 4: not checking fees. Some high-growth options come with higher management fees. Always compare the net return, the return after fees, not just the headline growth rate. A slightly lower growth return with lower fees can sometimes outperform a higher growth rate with higher costs. Mistake 5: forgetting to review your option as retirement approaches. As you get closer to retirement within 5 to 10 years, it is worth revisiting whether high growth still suits your timeline. Most people gradually shift to a more balanced or conservative option as they approach their retirement date. Here is what to actually do. Step 1: log into your super fund's online portal or app. Every major Australian super fund has one. Step 2: find the section labeled Investment Options or Investment Settings. This is usually under your account menu. Step 3: see which option your balance is currently in. If it says balanced, diversified, or default, your money is in the middle of the road setting. Step 4: review the available investment options. Look for a high growth or growth option with at least 80% in growth assets. Step 5: compare the historical net returns and fees between your current option and the growth option. This information is available on your fund's website. Step 6: if you decide to switch, do it directly through your fund's online portal. Most funds process the switch within a few business days. Step 7: speak with a licensed financial advisor before making any changes, especially if you are unsure how this fits your overall financial situation and timeline. This strategy is not right for everyone. If you are in your late 50s or early 60s and close to retirement, a high growth option carries more short-term risk than may be appropriate for your timeline. A market drop right before you retire can seriously affect your balance at a critical time. If you have a very low risk tolerance and would find it genuinely distressing to see your super balance fall during a market downturn, a high growth option may not suit your personality or circumstances, even if the numbers look compelling. Superannuation is a long-term investment. The right option depends on your age, timeline, financial situation, and personal comfort with risk. These are decisions worth discussing with a professional who understands your full picture. Most Australians are in the right system, but the wrong setting. They are contributing to super every fortnight, doing the right thing, and unknowingly leaving significant long-term growth on the table simply because nobody told them that the investment option was something they could change. After 35, you are in a powerful position. You likely have a real balance built up, you still have decades of compounding ahead of you, and one simple setting change made today could be one of the most impactful financial decisions of the next 20 years. You do not need to earn more, you do not need to contribute more, you just need to make sure the money you have is working as hard as it can. Check your investment option this week. It takes 5 minutes, and your future self will thank you for it. If this video helped you understand something you did not know before, please hit the like button. It helps this channel reach more Australians who need to hear it. Subscribe to Simple Money Aussie with Rafiki and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video like this. Drop a comment below with the word growth if you want me to go deeper on super investment strategies in a future video. I read every comment, and I will keep making content that helps everyday Australians make smarter money decisions. Before I finish, a quick and important reminder. I am not a licensed financial advisor or a registered tax professional. Everything in this video is general educational information only and is not personal financial advice. Your super, your timeline, and your financial situation are unique. Before making any changes to your superannuation investment option, please speak with a licensed financial advisor who can look at your specific circumstances and help you make the right call for your situation. Look after your money. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.